Konnichiwa and welcome back to Chrono Reviews. And this time it's time for another Mattel Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom figure. And this time it's the Wave 2 of the Roarivores, Ceratosaurus. And this one is one of my most anticipated figures in this line. And I must admit, by looking at it now, it looks really awesome. I mean, the Ceratosaurus had just a little scene in Jurassic Park 3 where it got scared of the Spinosaurus poop. Well, that sounds really awkward saying, like it was afraid of poop and it left. But still, this dinosaur have left such a huge impact on the fans. It's the first mid-sized carnivore shown on screen. It have an awesome design, which is also, to mind, it is a tribute. This design, or the colors, was actually used on an old die-cast minifigure in the first 93 JP toy line by Kenner. It was one of those small figures, mini dinos, packaged with, I'm not sure which species it was packaged with, but it was white with black stripes and a red head. It's basically what the JP3 one is based on. Just like with the Carnotaurus being red, it's based on the toys. They pretty much show a lot of tribute to the old toy lines in the movies when they have a new species that's been made before. It sort of makes the old toys feel very canon. So they were almost pre-canon, so to say. And what's so great about this Roarivore is not only is based on a cool dinosaur and have a cool look and color scheme, it's also the first Roarivore with a closed mouth. This one actually opens the mouth when pressing the button instead of closing it, and that's the way I prefer it. Because look at it, it have closed mouth by default. That's a lot better. So going into the package, this one have the standard Roarivore package. This one actually have the new on the edge here, which my attack packs did not have, but a lot of preview pictures shows the new blue corner saying new. And this one actually have it, so it's a Roarivore symbol here, and try me. Yeah, that's what was a very T-Rexy sound. Let's check out other sounds later on. There it shows the function that the mouth can open. And the colors here are pretty similar to what we get. It says Ceratosaurus, Jurassic World, it's the cage design and the lava in the background. What surprises me a little bit is that in most cases, movie canon dinosaurs that are not in the Fallen Kingdom movie or Jurassic World usually are released as a legacy figure in Mattel's toy line, but the Ceratosaurus is actually a standard release, even though it's the JP3 dinosaur. It's a little bit, let's say, surprising, because this one could just as well have been a legacy figure. But I'm happy it is not, because that makes it available more worldwide instead of just the United States. This will enable other countries to get one, so it's easier to get one if you want it. Well, my stores still have not got anything from Wave 2. Slow as fuck, if they are even going to get them. It annoys me a little bit, but I ordered this one from the UK, so they got them, at least online. And on the sides there is the logos, and here's the logo too, and here's a picture on the back showing other Roarivores, the Triceratops from the old line, and the new Pterodactyl and Ankylosaurus. Those two I will try to get in time. But for now, my budget could only afford one for this month, and this one was the priority by far. And here you can also see the function, and there is Jurassic Facts app symbol that shows that this one has a code for the Jurassic Facts. Alright, here we have the Ceratosaurus out of the packaging, and it looks just as gorgeous as expected. There is one little flaw that I will point out in just a little bit. But first off, let's check the Jurassic Facts app at the bottom of the foot. Starting off with it to not forget it. And just like with any other of them, on the other feet there is the Jurassic World symbol to show that it's a Jurassic World dinosaur. And with other, just like with other Roarivores, there is the holes for the sound there, but it does not annoy me that much because when you put it like this, it's barely visible. So starting off with the only thing that I don't really get with this one compared to others is that not even the toenails are painted. Not the hands on the fingers and not the toes. All other Roarivores except the herbivores actually have painted toenails. But unlike the others, this one actually have more colors on the main body. It have black and red rather than just about one color. However, the Triceratops had two colors, so just like with the Attack Pack Blue issue with the paint job compared to the Stygimoloch, the choices does not always make sense. Mattel are doing a great job, but some of those decisions do not make sense. However, I'm not trying to defend this error. It is, I think they should have painted the toenails, but the overall look on this dinosaur actually fits very well with bright toe and fingernails. I don't really think this one really needs darker nails. It makes it less of a problem, even though it would be nice if they were painted, but it gives it less of a problem. Because all of those colors will draw the eye upwards towards the main dinosaur, and that's where the gorgeous part comes in. The paint job is really nicely toned, it have really nice painted stripes, it have a nice red color. The only flaw on the paint job here is that there is some paint missing here, showing off the beige color, which is not on this side. This side is better. And it's not as white as in the pictures, the previewed pictures. It's more of a sand beige color, quite deep color. It looks well textured and nice. I really love it. And the red is nicely toned on. And it also have a nicely painted tongue. Have nicely painted eyes. These pupils are staring like slightly backwards, like the Allosaurus, but it's not that big a deal. I'm just happy I did not get one of those mispainted eyes. The big risk when buying online is that you can get a flawed one. If you find one in store, you can look at it, compare it to the others, and pick the one with the best treats. And the horn is painted in a more beige color too, just like the teeth. And articulation on this figure is just like the Roarivores. You can move the legs outwards and inwards. I've heard people, just like with Spinosaurus, getting loose legs, but mine have tight joints. And that one, there it clicks in, and there it's free to move as you want. There's also ball jointed hands, and the tail had to be clicked on, but unlike the other Roarivores, this one can rotate the tail. There's no point in doing it because it will just look weird, but it seems to be a thing on the Wave 2 dinosaurs. You can rotate the tails. And I don't see why, but maybe kids try to rotate them and like just ruin the toy or something, that they had to make a solution to that, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Right, let's check the main feature of a Roarivore, which is of course the sound effects. And we heard one of the sounds already, so let's check what else this one got in store. It can fall quite easily. It have quite small feet compared to some of the Mattel figures, and the balance when having a leg post forward and backward makes it tip easily. But let's get into the sounds first. That's definitely a modified T-Rex roar. Not bad, but there are a little bit too much reused T-Rexes. That one is either some sort of Indominus Rex roar, or I think the Indoraptor did something like that. Still not bad, and it's not another T-Rex, so it's okay. That one's quite cool. Well, the Indoraptor again. I like that one. I like that one. It was quite unique. I think we heard all different 4 of them. Not bad. A little bit too much reused T-Rexes, but not bad. So let's get into some sizing here. Let's put in Owen. And this one is pretty close to the size it got in Jurassic Park 3. I think it's pretty spot on the size compared to Mattel's figures. And here's Alan Grant. And together with Alan Grant, it's probably more the scientific size. Maybe slightly smaller than the scientific size. But we also have here Stygimoloch. So for a change, I'm not showing blue, I'm showing Stygimoloch instead. And it goes pretty well together too. Here we have the Baryonyx. So both of them are quite similar size and body mass. And here we have Triceratops, which is of course too small, like I've said before. It's not catastrophic, but it's too small. I really wish there was an action attack, bigger trike, and I really hope they do, because I've seen reviews of the new Pachyrhinosaurus or Sinoceratops that is slightly bigger, and it's also a Roarivore, so I really wish there was a bigger trike. But they look cool together nonetheless. And let's get into the last comparison. Let's leave Owen here for now. Let's put this slightly back and put Owen here. And here we have a Allosaurus, which is about the same size. It can stand a little bit taller. It falls over. It's a problem with some of the Roarivores is that over time the legs bend slightly because they're a little bit soft and they fall. They are really hard to make stand, and that's one of... okay, right. It can lean on the Ceratosaurus. Right. What I prefer with this one is that the mouth is closed. Now the Allosaurus looks slightly bigger, but the body masses are quite the same. In real life, the Allosaurus was bigger than Ceratosaurus by quite a large margin. It was a lot bigger. So the Jurassic Park franchise Ceratosaurus are too big. This one is pretty close to an Allosaurus actual size. So I think this is actually more adult compared to what they said in the movie. They say juvenile Allosaurus in Fallen Kingdom. So I assume this one is closer to an adult size, because it's pretty spot on adult size, to be honest. And this one is slightly too big for being a scientific Ceratosaurus. But I think that, taking it in consideration, this is the JP universe, they are pretty well sized. And both of them are from the Jurassic period. So they both are from the actual same dinosaur period, which is really nice. But talking about it as in JP3, this one is pretty spot on in size. To the Mattel figures, not the Kenner figures. And looking at it, it's actually really accurate. Looking at it from the front, it really resembles the one in JP3. They did a really great job at doing this one looking accurate, and yet another huge credit for Mattel in doing this and doing it this good. Because as far as I know, the JP3 toy line that Hasbro did not have the Ceratosaurus at all. Not from what I know. I have never seen one. And the Jurassic World toy line, well, it speaks for itself. They had one, it looked okay, but it was still pretty crappy. So having this It's the first actually decent Ceratosaurus from JP, and I love it. So out of the Roarivores, except for the unpainted toenails, this one is by far the best. The jaw being closed by default makes it even better. So I highly recommend this one. And I hope you enjoyed this review and found it useful. So until next time, take care and sayonara.